Welcome, this is Hawkissimo, and in this video I wanted to put together a short conversation about aura items and why they're cooler than you probably think they are. And no, this isn't a crack at your misunderstanding of the English language, but this is a backhanded notice to Hi-Rez that you've done a really shitty job of describing these items to players. And it's not even new players, this is just players. So let's look at aura items, and actually before we do that, let's just point out that under the store you can toggle over to the subcategory of aura items. I happen to be in the item builder for a particular god, whichever god is irrelevant. There is the subcategory of aura, and we're going to look at Gauntlet of Thebes. So you can see in its description that all aura items have two components to their description, right? So you get its title, but then you get two parts. So there's the text that's in gold, that upper section. So Gauntlet of Thebes says, hey, you get 350 health and you get 15 HP 5 or 15 additional health per 5 seconds, right? And then there's the blue section, which says, in this example, aura, allied gods within 70 units have their magical and physical protections increased by 20. What it doesn't make clear, however, is that you are considered an allied god. See, now, had I been writing the description, I would say, aura, you and all allied gods within 70 units have their magical and physical protections increased by 20. That would make it clear that the wearer is getting the full benefit for every aura item listed in the complete description. And that is something that is not understood by many players. And it's why aura items, frankly, are a little bit OP and underappreciated. If more and more people started using them, they'd probably get nerfed. Right now, they're very common in Conquest for the support role, but not much outside of that. The truth is, I use them all the time as my warrior as well, to provide a little bit more team synergy. I've even used them rarely in other instances as well. So like if I'm a Hades, I might put on an aura item, for example. So let's talk about some of the most common aura items. And the big three are Gauntlet of Thebes, Heartwood, and Sovereignty. Here's Sovereignty. The reason that these are the big three is I just showed you Gauntlet of Thebes is a mix of both physical and magical protection for you and your allies. It's 20/20, plus you get the 350 health. Whoops, didn't turn off notifications. I'll let Harley know afterwards. The Sovereignty and Heartwood are mirror images of each other, right? So Sovereignty is offering 30 magical protection, 200 health, but wait, there's more. You're also getting the additional 30 physical protection and an additional 25 HP 5. So that's a total of 60 physical protection for you, plus 200 health, plus 25 HP 5. Is this item starting to sound a lot more competitive with Breastplate of Valor and many of the other items? Because it should be, particularly for its cost. And that's not just for you, but it's for your allies too. Whoa, what? Hawk, that's OP. Well, that's what I'm telling you. So, by all means, really think about Sovereignty in the solo lane as a very viable thing, because you're stacking both physical protection plus health, which makes your effective health better. If you want to know more about effective health, go watch Emilzi's video on that. He's the support player for Obey and won the spring SPL. So I think he knows what he's talking about. He has a nice spreadsheet that talks about it, and my props to Emilzi for not only that video, but all his other content. He's made me a better support player and a better player overall. But here we have that for Sovereignty. Like I said, Heartwood is the other item. Whoops. Let's not pay attention to the rest of that garbage. But let's go look at Heartwood. Here we have the 45 base plus the additional 20 for a total of 65 magical protection, 200 health, Well, what? That's pretty good for 2100. And your MP5 of 20. Now, make no mistake, if you're talking about an individual magic protection item, Pestilence is the best. 80 protection, 200 health, and a great passive. Flat out great. But this really is close behind and gives team synergy. You know, you really got to consider using this more often than not. And this item, Bulwark of Hope, man, anybody who's building this has been looking at Season 3 builds before the item changed, when you could keep getting the shield stacks if they weren't used and they didn't disperse. It's not good now. Stop buying this item. It's too expensive for what it gives for something that may or may not come up. The other items are just flat out better for yourself, and the fact that they're also team-based. Please, I want to cry when I see people build Bulwark of Hope, because they've really misunderstood their information from past seasons. So in Season 4, as of patch 4.10, no Bulwark of Hope. Yes. Finally, if you wanted to talk about synergy with your auto attack based gods, whether we're talking about certain auto attack based assassins or auto attack hunters, or auto attack warriors, or hey, let's not forget there's some auto attack mages. Shogun's Kusari is great because while you're not sharing the protections, it's a 25% attack speed boost. Why? 25% attack speed? Isn't that what like a whole lot of items give? Like really good attack speed items? Why? Yes, it is. And you get 50 magical protection, 20 MP5, 10% cooldown, and 20% crowd control. Yeah, it's pretty cool. They buffed it because they wanted more diversity in the support role for conquest, and everybody else gets to benefit as a result. So that concludes my little soapbox speech on why aura items are cooler than you think, and why we should be seeing more classes use them in more instances more often. And it's not just the items that I pointed out. There are lots of others that are useful. By all means, go check them out. Thank you, as always. If you found the information useful, please click the like. Click the bell, lets you know when I post a new video. And I am putting out support or god guides for players that are just getting used to new gods or on the free rotation cycle, simply want to improve their play, particularly around Season 4 casual mode. And by casual mode, I mean Clash, I mean Arena, I mean Siege, and I mean Joust. They're not Conquest builds. I do play Conquest, but there are plenty of people that are much more qualified to talk about the meta there, while there are very few people putting out content for us casual players as well. And since I do both, I want to have content specifically aimed at you. If you have comments or questions, go ahead and fill them in below. I'll do my best to get back to you. And please, I encourage you to subscribe. Thank you very much for watching my video. This is Hawkissimo signing out.